In today's video, I'm going to be polishing and ceramic coating my own car, using the help of some products which have been kindly sent to test out. Others I've purchased myself, and all of them I will be giving you my honest thoughts on throughout this video. So I started things off on the wheels and gave them a pre-wash just using Built Hamber Surf X HD at a 1:9 dilution. I then followed up by using the Garage Therapy wheel shampoo in my IK foamer. Sadly, one of the seals has gone on this sprayer, which I do need to replace, so the foam wasn't quite as thick as usual, but still did what I needed it to do here. I didn't need anything heavy on these wheels as it hadn't been that long since I'd previously washed the car. I like this wheel shampoo as it just feels really nice and slick, and is good if you are trying to maintain existing protection, whether that be on the alloys or the tyres. For the pre-wash, I went in with Carbon Collective Ultimus Plus. This is an alkaline snow foam, so does have plenty of cleaning ability. I certainly did not need to lay this over the top of a citrus on this occasion, as like I said, the car wasn't particularly dirty. This is a pretty thick snow foam, so I did have to be mindful in some sections that it didn't kind of break up on the panel and leave dry spots, but I managed to get a good 5 or 6 minutes of dwell time before rinsing it off, and the car was definitely clean enough for a contact wash then. If you are enjoying today's video, then it would be brilliant if you could drop it a like, as it does really help push it out there to more people, and also consider using that hype button if you do have it available. For the contact wash, I went in with High Definition Details Grime Zero. which falls into the decontamination shampoo category. This means that it's not something that I would use on a regular basis, but more for deep cleaning, so it's good to kick off a decontamination with this kind of product, as it's got more cleaning ability than a pH neutral shampoo. But you can also use it to help remove old protection like waxes and sealants if you are applying something fresh. Once I had rinsed and dried the car after the contact wash, I moved on to the chemical decon stage by using Armour Detail Supply's Iron Fallout Remover. Normally I would also do a towel removal step at this stage in the process, however I'd done this very recently on the car, and there weren't any fresh tar spots, so it wasn't needed here. The final step of the decontamination process was to use a clay bar in order to remove any remaining bonded contaminants before machine polishing. I went for Garage Therapy clay, which is my favourite clay bar as it's very effective at pulling up contamination, and I find it to be better than synthetic clay at that. And it also, in a recent test that I did, caused the least amount of marring. I paired this up with Armour Detail Supply Hero Rinseless. Now they recommend a 1:128 dilution as a clay lubricant, but I got a little bit carried away and went for a 1:64. It worked really well though and was super slick. It also has the unusual benefit of smelling really nice. I think the official scent is something like strawberry lemonade, but it was really appreciated during this part of the process. I planned to apply a glass coating to all the windows on this car, so at this point I did prep the glass using Built Hamber Review glass polish. I did a recent comparison including the tax system glass polish and CarPro Seri glass on the second channel, and I found this to be the most effective of the three. You can use it by hand, but I did use it by machine here just for ease, combining it with a microfiber pad. So I had used my paint depth gauge to get some readings on this car prior to machine polishing it, and it was reading around 85 microns on most of the panels. There was a couple of readings in the high 70s and a fair few in the 90s, so the paint was on the thinner side but not too thin, and definitely thicker than others that I've dealt with in the past, and plenty to be able to safely remove the defects on this car. So I went in with a Koshemi H902 compound and their red foam pad for the first stage. I did also try their fine cut pad and polish when I was testing out some different options, and that I'd say was removing around 60% of the defects, but I wanted to get a little bit more out of it, so stepped it up to the red combo. I also used the DIY Detail wool pad on the headlights, spray lights, and also the gloss black plastics, as they required a little bit more of an aggressive combo to get out the defects. So the machine polishes that I'm using here are the Insta Detailing DA15 and also my Carbon Collective Hex Mini to get some of the more intricate areas. For the second stage, I used Koshemi Microcut and their purple foam pad, and it's the soft version of the two that they have available. This worked really well to gloss up the panels and remove some light hazing, and I was really happy at the amount of defect removal and the overall finish after machine polishing. I did use my panel wipe solution throughout the polishing stages when I was doing some inspection, but I did also go around the car twice again using the Armour Detail Supply panel wipe, as I was going to be using their coating later on and wanted to make sure the surface was completely clean before applying it. I like to wait around 10 to 15 minutes after using a panel wipe solution to make sure it's fully flashed off. So during this stage I use the Geon View glass kit. So this does come with a polish that also acts as a bonding agent. I wanted to get 2 cars worth out of this kit, and I don't think they give you quite enough polish to be able to do so, hence why I used the Built Hamber one previously and then just went around quickly with this in order to use it as a bonding agent. Once I'd removed that with a damp microfiber cloth, I went in with the glass coating itself. I've had good results with this so far on another car, so I thought I'd give it a try on my own vehicle to see how I got on with it. So I opted for 2 coats on the windscreen and 1 on the side windows. Between the 2 coats on the windscreen I waited 15 minutes, and then I waited a further 15 minutes before buffing off with a damp microfiber towel. This one can be a decent effort to remove, and using a damp microfiber definitely makes things a lot easier. For the paintwork, I was using the Armour Detail Supply quartz coating. I found this one really nice and easy to use, and the slickness under the microfiber towel afterwards was really quite incredible. They recommend waiting between 1 and 3 minutes before wiping the residue, and that can obviously depend on the environmental conditions. Now, as I was applying this outdoors, it tends to result in a quicker flash, so I found that after 1 minute it was ready to wipe off. The coating initially kind of starts to bead up on the surface and then will start to haze, and it's at that point where I did the wipe off, which was nice and easy and I had no trouble with it. I do like to use a couple of towels for this, so one for that first wipe off, which is a pearl weave towel, and then a plusher towel just to buff a larger area to make sure I've not got any high spots. I also applied this coating to the black plastic trim, and it worked very well. It had a slight darkening effect but nothing too dramatic, which is exactly what I want. This coating has an initial cure time of 4 hours, and after which time you can drive the car and get it wet, so it does lend itself pretty well to applying outdoors. There are definitely some considerations to make when applying a coating outside, such as applying it on a day where it's not windy or dusty, and of course when you're not forecast any rain, It also shouldn't be done in direct sunlight, so I did pull the car into the shade to do this. I found the process very easy with this coating though, and I am really excited to monitor it and provide some updates on the channel too.